it did affect us.
Yeah.
Mainly in terms of being slightly paranoid for a good couple of months about leaving the van alone. Like,
Yeah.
am I going to come back and the window's smashed in again? Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I'm Bea.
And I'm Theo.
And together we are the Indie Projects. Right now we're sitting in our self-converted Sprinter van that's currently in the middle.
Half self-converted.
Yeah, it's a half self-converted van. It's on the process of going from a panel van into a home. And we've got loads of questions from you guys. So we thought today we'd sit down, get comfy, and answer them for you.
And everyone always loves a good Q&A video, so here goes.
And also, I think the last Q&A video we did was well over a year ago.
Yeah,
so
it's a long time.
It's due now.
Right, first question from, well, not from Instagram, but on Instagram.
So, Thea said, what are your plans for the land in Portugal and when will you be back there?
Oh, wow. We have so many plans for the land in Portugal. It's ridiculous. Like, only last night I was sketching up ideas of what we're going to do. All about, you know, growing stuff, completely going to be off grid. Yeah. We're going to have solar setups. We're going to have composting toilets. We're going to fully renovate the barn into a beautiful bothy style cottage.
Now, a lot of people I think are quite surprised when they see the size of the barn. There is a video that we'll put a link in the description and also a little card come up so you can see what we're talking about. But we want to keep it quite small. We don't want to extend it. We don't want to make it any bigger than it is. We're used to small spaces.
Yeah.
So in terms of the barn, our plans for that are to just basically renovate from the inside and turn it into a really beautiful open plan, tiny house, but not on wheels, basically.
Yeah, we're thinking like, you know, mezzanine, bed area, you know, a lovely little kind of farmhouse style kitchen. A really nice big, you know, central seating area. We're going to have a wood burner.
Definitely.
It's going to be so like rustic and beautiful. I can't wait. And then inside the barn, we're thinking we're not actually going to have a toilet or a shower inside the barn.
We're going to go old school.
But that's going to be on the outside somewhere, so its own separate unit.
I think maybe if the weather's really crap, we might have like a little toilet inside, just in case you don't want to go out in the rain.
Yeah, like proper old school, like a chamber pot.
Yeah. But we're not in a rush with the land and the barn. That's one of the things. We don't want to rush that. We're just going to take it as it goes. That's why we want to make this van that we're in right now absolutely perfect for us to live in full time. So
there's no point rushing it. This is going to be our long time base, our long time home. There's no point kind of getting everything completed in 6 months, and I don't think we could physically complete the project in 6 months anyway. So it's going to take a long time, but that just means more videos of the process for you guys, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's always a good thing. We're not in a rush. So another question from Instagram comes from Silk. I've shortened your name down because it's very long. First of all, I love all your videos. Thank you very much. That's really lovely to hear. They're really inspirational. It makes me want to travel the world. My question is, what is the most van-friendly country or place you two have visited?
I mean, I'd say that was a tricky one, but I don't actually think it is. I think, personally, Norway is probably the best fan-friendly place. You know, it depends where you go in Norway, but generally we're going to go north in Norway, so really far north, above the Arctic Circle. You know, you can park up in some beautiful places. The people are so friendly. You don't have to really worry about people breaking into your van. It doesn't seem really, crime is a big thing up there, so you feel very comfortable and safe. I think Norway.
Yeah, I definitely think Norway, but then also I've got to say France is probably the most adapted for making van life easy.
Yeah.
They have airs all over the place with water and electricity and toilet emptying. I mean, they have that in Norway as well, it's just not as often. But Europe in general is really, really, really nicely adapted for van life travel. I find it a lot harder in England.
Yeah, so the UK is not very good. Maybe Scotland's a bit easier, but you know, it's harder to find water. If you want to empty a chemical toilet, that's a lot harder in the UK. So definitely Europe are way ahead of the game for kind of providing facilities to make your life easier in a van.
That being said, I've been in a few different countries in Europe. My most fond memory was in Portugal when we were parked up somewhere and there was a little guy going around with fruit and vegetables, going to each van, selling you stuff if you needed it. So that's pretty van friendly, I've got to say. So
yeah, you don't have to nip to the supermarket.
Yeah.
They come to you, so that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, basically, I don't think there's anywhere that's bad that I've been to. So we've got a question from YouTube now. Miles has said, was it hard living in a T4 without a pop top? Did you tend to cook outside more or just get used to the small space?
I don't think it was hard for us living in a T4 because that's all we knew. You know, we know people who have been in a T4, T5s living for years and years and years. We had the T4 for like 4 years.
And then we'd never been in one with a pop top before that, so we didn't know what we were missing out on.
So it's like if you don't know what you're missing,
how can it be hard?
It's fine. And yeah, it does get a bit tricky sometimes if it's been raining all day or raining for a week sometimes up in North Norway.
Norway again. Keep talking about Norway.
It's not ideal, you know. You need to. I used to have to like stretch out lying down on the bed if you're getting cramp or whatnot. And I'm quite a big person, you know. I'm 6'3", so in a van without a high roof or a pop top, then it can be tricky.
The question about cooking.
We didn't cook outside.
No,
much.
we didn't. Like,
only if
you
we
get
had, like,
used
a
to
campfire.
it. Well, yeah, we'd have campfires every now and then to have baked potatoes because we really miss them. We love baked potatoes. And this was way before we had the Ridge Monkey as well. So cooking was always done inside pretty much, and it wasn't difficult. It's just you find your patterns, you find ways to make it work for you. So, I mean, we were in the VW for 4 years and we decided after that time, you know what, we want something where we can stand up. We didn't want a pop top, we wanted something that was always had that room to stand up. So that's why we eventually went for a bigger van.
But that's why we're amazing as humans, because we adapt so well to different circumstances. So, you know, if you were given a car or a tent, eventually you would, you know, make routines and you would work a way of living in that space.
I would just like to add as well, anyone who's watching this video, whether you're travelling in a tent, a car, a bike, a van, whatever it is, there is no right or wrong way to do it. As long as you're enjoying it, just keep doing it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of things online recently about, you know, real van life or this van life, that van life. There is no real van life. There is no this or that van life.
There's no real life. It's whatever you want to do.
There is van life. We're all one. We should be supporting each other.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't matter if you've got £100,000 motorhome, if you've got £1,000, you know, camper van that you built yourself. It doesn't matter. You're all doing the same things. You're all striving for the same thing. You've all got the same things in common. So just get on with it and enjoy it.
Enjoy it. That's the main thing. Just enjoy it.
So another question from Instagram, and it's from Adventures in a Van, and they ask, what's your favourite thing about van life? That's hard. There's lots of amazing things about van life, but I imagine it's like finding new places and seeing new places and experiencing new places. I think that's for me is like the travel aspect of it. You know, we're not one to kind of park up in one spot for too long. We want to keep exploring, keep it fresh, keep finding new places, meeting new people, and that's what it's all about for me. For me, it's having your home with you. You always feel comforted by the fact that you have your home. A lot of people get homesick when they travel, but it's kind of difficult to get homesick when you have your home with you. So for me, that's what I love. The comfort of home is with you wherever you are. So the next question we have is from Travel Van World on Instagram, and they said, do you have a budget for the build, or are you just building it how you want it? Wow, so we would love to just build it. Well, we are building it how we want it, but we can't afford to throw all the money in the world at the van build. Like, we don't have that kind of money.
We're not rich, even though people seem to think we are.
People think we're millionaires, and it's just absolutely crazy. You know, we're just out here, you know, trying to inspire people. We don't have a huge amount of money.
We already live alternatively, which means living expenses are very, very low.
If we were living in a house, we couldn't afford to be full-time YouTubers, put it that way. But we do have a budget, and it's a very small one, and we will come onto that in another video down the line, no doubt. We will talk about, you know, how much we've spent. We're keeping a tally of everything that we spend.
Yes.
Every time we go to Screwfix, which is like 15 times a day, we note down exactly, you know, what screws, what bolts, what pieces of wood we get from B&Q or, you know, anywhere where we're shopping. We note it down all digitally on our phone, so we've got a big spreadsheet of everything that we've spent, which is quite scary.
It is. It's actually really surprising how fast things can accumulate, and there's things like insulation, like that was one that we spent a lot of time thinking about, because you can do it this way or that way. This way is cheaper, that way is better for the van. Which way should you do it? And things add up really fast, so we do have to keep a tab on it, or else we will be completely screwed.
Also, there's certain things that we wouldn't be able to have and can't afford to have in this van, but thanks to certain companies for sponsoring us, they've made it possible and made that happen. So you'll be finding more out about them companies down the line in this video series.
So Eugene on YouTube has said, have you given up on the wood burner idea? Is it too much weight and mess?
I don't think that it would necessarily be too much weight. We weighed the vehicle the other day and we were absolutely gobsmacked when it was the same weight as when we started. Basically that's because, and that's including adding in the bed frame, the seating area, the floor, the insulation and the bulkhead.
And the walls.
And the walls, it weighed the same as the factory floor and the bulkhead, the factory bulkhead.
And the factory walls.
Which was just insane to us,
Yeah.
but that's really good. So I think we would have scope to fit a wood burner weight wise if we wanted one, but we just did a list of pros and cons, and you know, we would have had to sacrifice the seating area. We would have not been able to have a lovely big L-shaped seating area because a wood burner would have taken up that space, and we weren't willing to do that. Also, due to travel, we travel around Europe for the whole year and only come back to the UK probably once or twice a year. So for that reason, it's very difficult, if impossible, to get insurance for us for a full year in Europe and have a wood burner as well.
We couldn't find an insurance company that would cover us.
We rang around, and I know people in the comments, and I've heard other people say, oh, you know, they don't declare it or whatever. We are not in the process of not declaring our wood burner, because I think that's definitely something you should do, because you know, when we finish this van, this is our full-time home. We don't want to lose this.
Well, also, yeah, it invalidates your insurance if you don't tell them that you've got it, and then it burns down because your wood burner burn it down. So that just feels really silly, and we don't want to risk that. And also, we're in the public eye, so all it takes is one person to be like, you had a wood burner. So yeah, we're not going to do that.
It's not worth it. Make sure you tell your insurance company about your wood burner, because it's just not. It's not a clever thing to do. You know, if something does happen, you're going to be in a sticky situation. Yeah. But like I say, we just weighed it up, and for us, it didn't seem necessary. We've got a state-of-the-art diesel heater on its way, so we're really excited about that.
Much easier to have heating that we can just press on, rather than having to mess around with sticks to set on fire in the wood burner.
I mean, there's definitely the romantic element of it. Like, I would love a wood burner in the van.
He's more into them than I am.
If we could have one, I would have one, but it just didn't work out this time, and that's fine. You know, coming back to one of the earlier questions with what we're going to do on the land in Portugal, there's going to be more than one wood burner going on in Portugal, so that's fine.
There's definitely going to be wood burners
I'll
there.
make up for it, don't worry.
So another question to do with the van build, and this comes from Monkey Tech on YouTube, has said,
cool name.
Yeah, that is a cool name. What's been the hardest bit so far, and what are you most proud of so far?
Ooh.
Oh.
So I wouldn't say there's been a hardest bit, but there's the daily struggles of building a van.
Continuous learning.
Yeah, it's like your confidence builds up to this level, and then you think, oh, okay, you know, I'm really confident. The next thing's not going to be nowhere near as hard as this, and then something else comes up, and you just keep hitting stumbling blocks. But it's all about just trying to get around them stumbling blocks, and we've got a great amount of people around us who we can send messages to, who will help us out. So thank you so much to them people. You know who you are, who have helped us, just sending you messages going, oh, what do we do here? you know, it's really important to, you know, have good people around you, people who can help you out. So yeah, I wouldn't say there was one thing, but there's lots of struggles.
I would say the one thing I'm really proud of that we've done in the van build so far is definitely putting our YouTube plaque in the wall.
Yeah, that's quite a proud moment. I'd say like the proudest thing for me so far is our L-shaped seating area that we're sitting on now. This thing is the most comfortable seating area in a van ever.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, you know, maybe you guys one day, if we cross paths on the road, you'll be able to sit on it
chair,
yourself and see
how comfy it is.
How comfy it is, because it's incredible. We tried so hard with this L-shaped seating area to get the dimensions absolutely perfect. And
the right height,
it
the
sounds
right width.
silly, but you have to, you know, we're going to spend as much time sitting on this, probably more than anything else in the van.
That's the thing, if you've not got somewhere comfortable to hang out, then you just kind of, your quality of life starts to plummet.
You know, this is our living room, this is our office.
This is our dining room.
Yeah, this is everything to us, so we need to make sure that this is one of the most comfortable places for us to hang out.
100%. So we've got another question from Instagram. This one is from Samson, who said, what is your next destination dream to travel to?
Wow, so I imagine they mean in the van. If it was not in the van, I'd say
New Zealand.
New Zealand. We both really want to go to New Zealand. It looks incredible. You could do some amazing hikes there, and you know, even in a van as well, it just looks an incredible place to travel around.
In the van, for me, I really want to go back to Norway in this van when it's done.
Yeah, so Norway is one of our favourite places. We go on about it all the time, you know, and a lot of people get put off by Norway because it's an expensive place, but
in a van, it's not that expensive.
if you're clever and you stock up with all your food and stuff in Germany on the way through, that's a really good way of keeping costs down.
Yeah.
Otherwise it will be expensive, but you just need to be clever about it. And
if you're in a van, obviously you're saving money on the fact that you haven't got to pay for accommodation.
yeah,
So
it's definitely a good place to lose weight.
yeah, that's true. But definitely, other than Norway, we would love to go to Iceland in the van.
Iceland,
That'd be amazing.
Russia.
Yes,
Love to do
Russia looks pretty cool. We've got lots of places that we would like to go, lots of places we haven't been.
So there's not like one destination, but you know, hopefully there's going to be a big trip on the cards.
Yeah, we're just super excited
Next
to go
summer.
on trips in this van. That is the goal.
It's going to be so homely. It's going to be so nice, feeling, you know, a lot more, you know, at home, a lot more space to spread out a little bit, a lot more comfort.
Yeah.
It's really exciting, you know, to take your house with you all over the world.
So we have a question from YouTube here from Mama Poira. How did you and Theo meet? Well, I'm going to answer this because we all know Theo doesn't remember. It was a very long time ago, back in deep dark 2005.
Wow.
That was long. We've been together for a very long time, and we were both 16, and we just met through friends, and just, you know what teenagers are like, hung out together, went on a date. Never thought that we'd be stuck together for eternity, but that's just the way it turned out, basically.
I've been trying to get rid of her for this long, and it's not worked.
It's just really weird.
Still
like,
holding on for dear life.
we grew up pretty much a mile down the road from each other and never met before that, which I find really strange. Your sister went to the same school as me, but she finished the year I started. My sister was best friends with his sister's best friend. We were like connected all of these years without even knowing each other. It was really weird. And then we just, you just get on with each other, and it just works out, and we both like the same things. It's really weird. So yeah, I mean, we love each other, obviously. A lot of people, because we've been together since we were 16 and we're now 29.
Why aren't you married?
Why aren't you married? When are you having kids? We have a fur baby, so we don't need human children.
Yeah, she's like hard enough work as it is.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. She looks after herself a lot, but it's hard enough looking after a cat. I don't think I would want to look after a human being. And as for marriage, just not bothered by that. Why do we need to get married? We've already been together for nearly 13 years. I don't think getting married will change that.
No, it's just a document to us. So,
yeah.
you know, it might make it easier for
traveling
and certain things. So that's the only reason we get married, to make our lives easier to do with travel or moving to a different country or something like that. It wouldn't be, you know, because we feel the need to get married.
Yeah, but it is funny, like now whenever we say we've got some exciting news to share, or if I post a photo of a new ring that I've got, people do presume that it's going to be marriage and babies, but I'm really sorry guys, but that's not going to happen.
Not yet, no.
Not yet, not never. So we've got a question from Rupert on YouTube who has said, have you guys ever been robbed or close to being? I know there is very bad people in the world that just want to, and then I can't see the rest of it. But anyway, yes, we've got a whole video on it. It's very heartbreaking. We've not physically been robbed because we are still here. But yeah, our van's been broken into in Granada in Spain. It was a horrible experience, and we do everything we can possible to not let that happen again. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you know, whatever. It did affect us, mainly in terms of being slightly paranoid for a good couple of months about leaving the van alone. Like, I mean, am I going to come back and the window's smashed in again? And you can make it as hard as you want for people to get in, but essentially, if they're going to break in, they're going to break in. It's just what they find or what they can get hold of when they're inside the vehicle. Yeah. And that's something we are going to do a whole video on coming up later in the build series, about how we're going to safeguard all of our possessions when we're not there. But definitely, if you want to see what it was like for us, because we were actually at that time filming our first Van Life Europe series, when those people broke into the van and absolutely trashed it and took absolutely everything. We did film it, so there is a video about it that you're more than welcome to watch. It was absolutely crap. I don't want that to happen ever again, but like Theo said, if someone wants to get in, they more than likely will, which is just a pain in the ass. But if you're in another country and you're in a van like this, you're in a motorhome, you've got a GB number plate, it's kind of obvious you're going to have stuff in there. Yeah, so, I mean, just even a couple of things now, you know, the bulkhead that we've put in, it's going to be a lot tricky if someone breaks into the front of the van to get through to the, you know, living area at the back. We've got extra locks on the van, so there's certain things that we've done already, but there's loads more to come. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, most of it's just possessions anyway, but we always keep our passports on us. That's just force of habit, like, it's just what I'm like that. Don't really carry too much cash, and if you can take your stuff with you, take your valuables with you. If not, try and secure them somewhere as best as you can, and just try not to let it stress you out, because that will just ruin your trip or wherever you are, worrying about it. And also, if you park somewhere and you just don't feel good about it, don't park there, because there's usually a reason why your gut is telling you that you are not happy there. Or just go hang out in North Norway, you'll be fine. Okay guys, so I hope you've enjoyed today's question and answer session. We always enjoy answering your questions, and we try and answer as many as we can on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever we are. And we'll probably do like a part 2 of this video, because there's loads of questions left over. So thank you so much for sending them in. Yeah, we do appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get to you if we've not already mentioned your question. In fact, on the next video. If we're going to do a part 2 and you didn't ask a question before this one, just drop it in the comments below and we will try and include that in the next one. So thanks for watching. If you'd like to support us even more than you already do so, then head over to our Patreon. We're doing loads of different things over there. We're building up a really nice community, and it's a really nice place for us to hang out basically and answer questions. We put different videos on there. We did a daily vlog throughout the whole of May on Patreon, which was fun. It was really fun actually. And yeah, there's just lots of different things going on over there. So if you're intrigued, go and check it out. It really does mean a lot to us, and it helps us continue making these videos. So yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye. Head over to theindyprojects.com/shop and check out our new merchandise. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.